All right, kick it.
Are we ready?
Kick the music. Yes.
We ready? Let's do it.
Okay.
Welcome to another terrible podcast by comics. I am Eerie Diamond, comedian. Actually, when we're actually out doing comedy, but I'm sort of doing comedy. This is my co-host, I love very much, comedian Mean Dave. Introduce yourself, Mean Dave.
I'm Mean Dave.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah, I know everybody.
Would you like to introduce our guests? Would you like to introduce yourself, Sydney?
Hi, I'm Sydney. I live in Sacramento, and I'm attempting to be a comedian.
Yes, she's actually a very good comedian.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know Jackie Peary?
She's younger than fuck, though, you guys. Like, she's barely able to drink. You know what I'm saying?
Barely.
That's true, yeah.
Really fucking annoying. I'm sorry, I'm very ageist. Austin, would you like to introduce yourself and your cat, please?
Hey everyone, I'm Austin. This is my cat Gus. I used to be a comedian also, but now I mostly just like play video games.
Oh, yeah.
Living the dream, dude. You know, living the dream every day. Let my hair grow into a natural mullet. Apparently, we love that.
I know that we talked about this earlier, and I don't know if everybody's on yet, but I have to tell you guys that, like, Austin, I don't know if any of you weren't on earlier, Austin is normally very clean cut and like wears his hat like this, like on the back of his head, like a boy band thing. And I am so disturbed right now by your look.
It looks like a disguise. That's what
it does.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I look like
yes.
I look like part of the pit.
Are you
crew for
undercover?
Gravedigger.
Are you going under, like, on a drug bust? Undercover?
Yeah,
drug
this
bust?
is sort of like a Black Klansman type scenario.
That's it.
I'm the white guy that's like, hey, what if we were cooler, everyone?
excellent movie too.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that sequel. Okay, this is Dave. Do you want to talk about what we're
This is our first segment called Listen Up, and it's just where we practice our listening skills while inviting our guests to tell us their life story up to this point in as succinctly possible. I always just say 200 words around there. I don't know, give or take. It's not like a set number, but Sydney, we'll start with you. What's your life story up until this point? Go ahead.
Okay, my life story. Let's see. I'm born and raised in Sacramento. I turned 24 in quarantine, which was very exciting. Let's see. I graduated 6 years ago, and I thought I was gonna like have a really great career and all this stuff. And then when I was 19, I did stand-up comedy for the first time. And now I'm trying to do that, and I have my barber license as well too. So I cut people's hair and tell dumb jokes, and I still live at home. So
nice. By the way, I want to compliment you on how sweet your hair is just taking off. Yeah.
Appreciate it. I've gotten really good at cutting my own hair in quarantine.
Conan O'Brien, eat your heart out. That shit's
it does look really good, man. I'm very envious.
fine hair. And then on the other spectrum, Austin, do you want to talk about you and your hair?
Yeah.
Story prior to the hair. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, all I have is the hair now. That's my whole story, I think.
Mm-hmm.
No, I turned 27 during quarantine. I've been doing comedy like 4 years.
God, you guys are so young.
Thank you. Right? If I go out this year, man, I join the club. It'll be great. And people will remember me as being better at stand-up than I was. So that's very cool. I've done comedy for a while. I met Mean Dave. He was very kind to me a long time ago and encouraging. And now here I am, you know?
Cute.
Cracking away, waiting for when it's legal again.
It was 4 years ago we met, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, we met like right when I had just started doing comedy.
Yeah, it's not a long time ago. 4 years is not a long time.
It
is
long.
to you. It is to you because it's like still a significant fraction of your life. But don't worry, it'll get all that fraction. You know, it's just like the coronavirus deaths that percentage gets lower the more that people are infected and don't die. So you're
Oh, good.
all good.
Okay. Good to
All
know.
right. So, all right. So we've all met our guests here now. Our next segment is sort of a checking in with everybody, which is how are you holding up? How are you holding up in the pandemic? Just the state of the country and all that kind of stuff. What's going on? We'll start with you, Eerie. How are you holding up this week?
Oh, this week, this week. Well, an interesting thing has started happening where I work in banking, and so I actually got 3 days off in a row. This is my third day, and I have not left my house. And I could have left my house. I could have gone on a nice drive. We have 2 cars. We could have gone on a drive. We didn't do that. I haven't even really been outside much. I don't know what the hell's happening to me, but I'm turning into some kind of weird hermit thing. Like I'm starting to feel like I should be writing a manifesto or something. Like I'm almost like excited to not go out. Like fuck you, outside world. Like I'm not sure what's happening now. I don't know what my next phase is, but it's sort of like, what is it, the 9 steps of grief or something, or I don't know how many steps a bunch of steps, I think. But this has been a weird, really strange phase that I'm in, because I have other friends that are like taking drives to Pacifica and like looking at the beach and then like going camping and shit. And I'm just like, outside, why, when you can live in your bubble? I don't know what the hell's going on with me. I really don't. It's weird. Anyways, that's me.
Ah, good checking. How about you, Sydney? How are you holding up?
I feel a lot of what Eerie was saying, because like I'm usually a super big extrovert and everything, but this time is like, oh my god, like even if I could go out and talk to people, I don't know if I would want to. Like I don't even want to do anything at this point. Like I've made up my mind that I'm committed to this quarantine of just sitting here and doing nothing. So now I like get annoyed if people want to see me sometimes. I'm like, no, I'm gonna stay here like a good citizen. But it's weird. I've been like cutting some of my clients' hair like in my garage or whatever, and then I just bought a bus so I could go travel around if I didn't want to stay in shitty Sacramento all the time, which is a very common thing. So I like bought a bus so I could drive around if I wanted and cut people's hair in the bus. But
Sydney, you have to tell them about your bus though. It's not just it's not a normal, it's not like when you say bus, she's not talking about like the bus that picks up the old people to take them to the old folks home. Like what bus did you buy?
So I bought a short bus. And it's an old short bus. So I've been
right?
It's a yellow, yeah, old short bus. It was used back in the 90s. It hasn't been used as a short bus in a while. It's actually registered as a motorhome now. But I decided to buy it on a whim because I've always wanted to do like van life and everything. So I decided to do bus life. So that's it, really. Yeah, thank you. Awesome. There is so much space on a short bus. That was a good thing. It's just a normal bus. I couldn't, or like a normal van, I couldn't stand up in it at all. But like in the bus, it's like 6 feet high. Like anyone can stand in it, and there's so much room and everything. So,
has it been tricked out like an RV?
Yeah. So the guy I bought it from, it's all carpet in there right now, and there's like it's almost like a futon. Like you can sit up like a couch, and then he made it to where it can fold out into like a double bed. And there's like a little hand pump sink in it and like room for a stove and everything. So there's like the basics. And then the next half of quarantine for me is I'm going to attempt to redo it even more. So.
Sweet.
You could just, I mean, no, I'm not going to make that joke. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was going to make the lesbian joke of like you drive your bus right up to the club because everybody moves in together so fast, but that's
yep.
Wow, she said she wasn't going to say the joke. And
I know.
All right.
I know.
Austin, how are you holding up, buddy? You doing all right?
And all right, man. You know, hanging out. I got a cat, so I'm never alone. That's cool.
Show off the cat. My parents were asking, is Gus, is that right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, go get that cat.
Where you going, Austin?
Yeah,
Oh, he had to get the
Oh my God. And that's Gus?
yeah, man. He's
That's a
cool.
big cat.
Yeah, he's huge. He's 17 pounds. He's big. I'm doing all right. You know, I started growing my hair out before this, but now everyone thinks it's because of this, which is cool. So everyone's like, "Oh, this isn't your fault. That's awful." And I'm like, "Yo, totally."
You've had long hair before. I thought I saw a picture of you with long hair.
Yeah, a long time ago I did. Yeah.
Like 4 years ago, ancient history.
Yeah, ancient history. No, yeah, back in my youth. Yeah, I've just been staying home. I'm really into that. Being at home and morally flexing on people about that. I think I like.
Mhm.
I think I've been too outspoken about it to my friends. So now even if I wanted to go out, I couldn't. I'm like, nah, I threw my hat over the fence, dude. I can't. Like, I've really made my bed now. I just gotta lie in it. Yeah, hanging out, like I said, looking more and more like a member of my family every day. Yes.
Can I ask, what's your goal for the hair? Like, do you have a goal for the hair? Like, is it certain length, or are you hoping to get it so you can cut it in the front and long in the like a business in the front, but then party in the back?
Like an actual mullet? Oh, that would be cool. I don't really have a goal. I kind of just wanted to let it grow until I got really annoyed with it. But I also want it to be like healthy and not look nasty, So
Right.
trying to take care of it,
Like nice
wash
weeds.
it less.
Yeah. Like nice weeds. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Like, I would love to look like if Jared Leto had no money. I think that would be cool.
You're on the right path.
You're
That's
actually
good.
kind of nailing that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Keep that in. Best joke ever. That is your winner right there. That's
What's the name of his band? What's the name of that band?
30
30
seconds
Seconds
to
to
Mars.
Mars.
30 seconds to Mars, so you're like 60 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
So, okay. Cool.
Dave, can I ask you, how are you doing, man?
Good.
what's your
I'm
hair
actually great. I've been spending the week here in Ukiah with the folks. They're downstairs. They view all of these. We're still social distancing here at the house. So I haven't hugged either of them
what
once.
they're telling you?
Oh, great! We have dinner. We've crossed paths and stuff, and they've been encouraging me to leave. I stay in the media room where I'm at. I just like they got nice TV. I watch movies here, and then I've used the hot tub twice. I got to do a live show. Sally Tomatoes still amidst. Because they don't have the Gavin order didn't cover Santa Rosa County or whatever the fuck that is. And so they've been doing shows socially distanced, masks and all this shit.
How was the crowd, Dave?
They were great. It was cool. My folks, they drove me there because it was up to them whether I did the gig. We're in Ukiah. It's like an hour away. And so I just asked if they wanted to go. They came. There was one thing I mentioned right at the start was that with all of the precautions, they didn't wipe down the mic for shit. Everybody used the same mic, and I just said I was taking a risk with all four of the openers. So if I have coronavirus, this is either Casey Williams, what's the fucker's name from Junction Tap Room, Levi Jacobs, or Levi something, or Levi Smith, I think that's his name. Eric Bowman or Kayla Keller's fault. So
It's Eric Bowman for sure.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it was a fun show. Everybody had a good time.
Mark wrote Mean Dave owes us money.
Yeah. They, whatever.
Apparently you owe money.
They'll always say that. I rented them 2 movies this week. They're good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Speaking of money.
Go ahead and bring it up.
Speaking of money, it just in case you guys are feeling bad for us, please send us money. We share it with our artists. Venmo, how you pay people during the apocalypse. Venmo.
That's their slogan. It's been their slogan the whole time. Actually, it's very weird.
It's really, you've said that, but that's our. I have another show, and we have sponsors, or we have spokespeople like, well, Grimes will do Mexican Jeff Goldblum, Mexican Nick Cave.
Mexican Nick Cave rules.
Oh my God,
That's
it was
so funny.
amazing. He
He
had
did
like
that
a
last
mullet.
night. It was,
Yeah,
that
he
was
had a mullet wig, and it was,
Yes.
Ugh,
and he just does the whole thing in Spanish. It was amazing. He was like,
that
Yep.
rules, dude.
all right, our next topic.
oh, sorry.
Fireworks. Fireworks, everybody.
It's fireworks.
in
Oh,
case
that's
you
not
haven't noticed, I'm
fireworks.
pretty
Steve.
sure every single corner of the United States has been experiencing more fireworks than ever before in all places. I come here to Ukiah, I try to every 4th of July, because ever since my parents moved here, I learned it's quiet out here, and there's a reason why they don't let off too many fireworks. This is fire country. Shit, burns all around the whole, I have a joke that I meant, it's the cat joke I tell later, but fire almost threatened this entire town 2 years ago, and luckily it did not. Luckily it didn't continue into Ukiah.
What do you say? It encircles it because even fire
Doesn't want to go to Ukiah.
Yeah.
That's a joke I enjoy telling on stage, just to whatever. But
Love that joke.
where my parents live, I do enjoy the town. It is a little weird though. I had to wait in the downtown park. I thought I was expecting a call from EBT to renew my shit. They never called. But while I was there, sitting on a bench, socially distanced from everybody with a mask on. And this has happened in other places too. Now that I wear a mask in public, now all of a sudden unmasked just people want to sit near me or want to be near me, which I'm not that bothered by it, but it's just one of those things where before this coronavirus, I seem to be a repellent, and now I'm like attracted to people like this guy will scare off the corona. Like, no, man, go away. So anyways, but fireworks, we've even heard them up here. There were some that got let off around here. So I just want to go around, Sydney, how are fireworks out in your neck of the woods?
Jesus, it's a lot. It's insane. I grew up where fireworks were illegal, and so I've never been on the whole board for let's just randomly make lots of noise for no reason. And so I've never been a huge fan of fireworks. They're fine. They look cool, I guess. But here, so I live where all the protests and everything are going on in Sac. I live 2 blocks away from the main park, where it's all happening.
On the Capitol building or whatever?
So it's the Capitol and then Cesar Chavez Park. So I live 3 blocks from Cesar Chavez Park. And that's where all the stuff is usually happening, which, I've gone to a couple protests and stuff, but it was it's extra loud down here right now anyways. And then people were up till 2 a.m. doing fireworks and everything. So it was a little crazy, but wasn't too bad, I guess.
Do you have dogs or anything? Or
Yeah, so I have 2 dogs here where I am, and thank goodness they're actually really okay with it. We were sitting on the roof, and there were a couple of louder ones, and my dog did freak out a little bit, but for the most part, I'm pretty lucky that they don't lose their mind, because then I would be way more pissed and annoyed that it was going on.
Who are you asking, Mom, if they go to Lovejoy's? Who are you asking, Mom? Yeah, go ahead and turn your mic on and answer that question.
I thought they were in San Francisco.
No, who is in San Francisco?
Sydney?
Sydney's in Sacramento. Sacramento.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. She has trouble hearing sometimes. It's all good.
No worries.
I love my mom. So, cool. Well, no, thank you. Okay, so that's a good, thorough answer about Sacramento. In Livermore, where Austin is, how have they been out that way?
Dude, terrible. It's been 3 weeks. It sounds we're living in Yemen. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Really?
It's insane, dude. Just even during it's 10 a.m. and they start setting them off, and I'm how do you even see these? Last night, obviously, particularly bad. And you know what? The hills are on fire as we speak right now, so we're paying for it.
Yeah.
I actually don't think that's related. But it might as well be. I would love to blame them.
What do you think caused the fires? What do you mean?
I mean, it was right off the highway, so it's probably some sort of car fire or something, unless someone shot one out of their window on the Altamont Pass.
Something happened. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like, people are doing some
I'm-
crackhead shit right now.
Yeah. It really
Yeah, me either, man. Like, we literally, there's no laws anymore, right? Like, who cares? The only law is stay home.
Police. That's what's funny. I thought fireworks, like, there's been more illegal fireworks than legal fireworks
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
that I've ever
Oh,
seen
yeah.
in I don't know, Lord knows how long. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's been strange just hearing in whatever so many. So but Livermore was blowing it up, huh?
Oh, yeah. Livermore was blowing it up, man. Livermore was blowing it up. It was cool. Gus didn't seem too bothered by it, which ruled. It's like the only thing in the world, I guess, he's not afraid of. So power to him. Like,
Go get it.
yeah, I was hanging out just being like, seriously, still, man? Like, I just want to watch Star Wars. Can we stop, please? Like, yeah,
Can I say on a side note, I always thought that the Yemen people from Yemen, are they the Yemenis? Is that what they're called?
I don't. Yeah, I
That
don't
sounds like
know.
such a happy. They seem like such a happy people. It's so sad. Yemenis. I just always.
Wow.
I bet Eric Summers. Does Eric Summers live in Livermore now?
He just moved there. Yeah.
Where does Eric Summers live?
For those who don't know, I think a lot of people here are familiar with the show, comedian Eric Summers, who actually he hasn't done this Zoom show in particular because he's not banned from another terrible podcast by Con, but he just has a shitty attitude, and so we're just he's not. We'll happily try. For those who don't know, here
Can I tell my story?
go ahead. Hang on. Let me
Yes.
get it here. Here's Eric Summers.
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah.
Summers.
Oh, that's a terrible picture of him.
That
Oh,
Is
picture
there any
rules,
good one
dude.
on the internet?
That's how he looks. That's how he looks right now in quarantine. So it's actually
Oh, God in heaven. No, you know, the thing of it, I don't know. We were in a competition and I was like second runner up or something. And he said, you know, congratulations. You're much better than before. And I was like, fuck you, Eric Summers. You look like a gym teacher. And then like, that was,
I mean, Eerie, you are a hobby comic, though.
I know I'm a hobby comic.
That's an old.
I am
for the-
you
our
know,
Zoom
Dave's
crowd
been
is
trying to
not
get me to
good.
stop
You don't know
saying that for so long. And then thank you for bringing it up, Sydney. I appreciate that.
I don't have a picture of Nicole Tran, but yeah, Nicole Tran.
Yes, she said I was a
we
hobby
should
comic.
invite her to
I don't
do
always get
show.
paid, but
Why do you always get shit, Eerie?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
oh, it doesn't really.
I don't mind it. I mean, it's
Really,
fun.
you're a woman, Sydney. You don't know why I always get shit.
Yeah,
It's so funny for a woman. You're so
Yeah.
you shouldn't say those things. You
I like
shouldn't
how
talk about-
I like
you
how the
shouldn't talk
bomb.
about fucking black guys. People might be mad about that. Like
That's true. I think I've said all those things to you.
yeah.
The
I
bomb,
think
That was all just
that's
me.
why you're on here. This is actually an intervention, Austin.
the bomb
Yeah.
fuse looks like a flower in your hair right now. It's really nice.
Yeah, that's cute. That's cute.
No,
Yeah.
it's like hold on. It's like this. Wait,
But
no.
like even from other women is what I meant. Like
Whoops.
just in general.
Oh,
Yeah, that seems so backwards.
Oh,
Like,
I.
come on,
You know
man.
what? Everyone tells me she's actually very nice, and it was just a it's like a language thing or whatever. But
Nicole Tran's from Vietnam, everybody. But no, how are the fireworks in your area, Eerie? You're in Oakland or Emeryville.
Oh. No, it was fucking crazy. Here's the
Yeah.
thing, though.
Yeah,
I
the
know we're gonna
fireworks
talk about
there.
dogs next, and you know my dog. But here's the thing. Normally, it's kind of nice because my house is like 2 stories, so it's great because I can go upstairs. There's a bunch of windows, and we can see free fireworks shows and still be at the house. However, it was so crazy last night. It was so fucking crazy that we couldn't even go upstairs because my dog was so fucking scared that we had to stay downstairs on the couch with like a little fort, like where he just lay under our legs because he was so scared. So we didn't see any fireworks. Fuck fireworks. I don't even, whatever. But it was insane last night. And the worst part is even our neighbors were shooting them off right in front of our house. So it was like, I mean, granted, there's teenage kids there. There's like 12-year-old kids and teenage kids living there. So I get it, you know, you're a teenage
Mhm.
boy, but no offense to teenage boys, but you know what I'm saying. And that's exciting for them.
Does
And
it seem more excessive because we're in quarantine, or like?
I think so.
I think so
that's
for
what it is.
sure.
I totally think that's what it is. I think it's the lack of entertainment, Dave. Don't you think? Like
I wouldn't say so much entertainment, it's just the lack, like people when they feel cooped up. It was kind of one of the things that I was kind of, I wouldn't say worried, but like, you know, the momentum of the Black Lives Matter movement, like I think a lot of what propelled it was not just the obviously the frustration over the injustices, but the fact that, yeah, people have been cooped up. And and so there was this big unleash of energy. But even prior to that, I've been hearing fireworks going off in my neighborhood since early May.
Really?
And I think so, being that it's the season, people are kind of stuck at home and they're just like, I just want to blow shit up. But, you know, I got them now. But it's the fact that it's not, I mean, it ain't the snakes and sparklers. It's the fucking M80s and the mortars and the, like, you know, there were actual fireworks shows canceled, and yet still these, I mean, you didn't need them anymore. When my parents lived in Union City, we wouldn't have to go to a fireworks show. They would just take their lawn chairs, sit out front, and just watch the neighborhood. And it looked like Iraq over there, man.
Yeah.
And prettier though. But it was ridiculous. So yeah, and it just seems to be, it's just this year it's particularly bad. So
Yeah.
it is. It's
all right.
Subject, David.
Yeah, next subject though.
David.
This one is particularly, and this is perfect because this is not cats versus dogs. I want to say this is cats and dogs. Okay.
Okay.
Guys, this has been you know, one of those kind of peculiar things because people these days just look for any reason to divide themselves and all that stuff. And I am trying to exploit that notion for our show, but it's perfect. Austin has a cat. You have 2 dogs, Sydney. There's a dog over at Eerie's place. I'm in a house primarily of cats currently.
Okay.
So cats and dogs. I didn't write a question after that. I just wrote cats and dogs. I just figured we could discuss.
You know, I've never met, like, you always hear about crazy cat ladies and everything. I've never met a dude where it's like, I'm a cat dude.
Well, you know, there's 2 of them right here.
I know. This is crazy.
I also like dogs for what
Cat
it's worth.
too.
I do admire them. I just have a cat.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not like exclusive, I guess.
You own a dog?
So
Austin,
you're
have you
open.
owned
You're
a dog
open
before?
to other things.
What?
Have you owned a dog before?
Yeah.
What happened to the dog?
Oh, he died.
Yeah. All right.
I had another one. I was dating a girl for a long time. We had a dog together, but then when we broke up, she hated Gus very much. And so she was like, well, why don't you keep him and I'll take the dog? And I was like, that feels
hated your
fair.
cat?
Yeah. To be in her defense, he also did not like her.
Okay, well, he seems like he has a good judge of character.
Wait, you
That's
can't-
what I was like, dude. Yeah, duh.
Right.
So I was cool with taking him. He rules, man.
Yeah. I
you could
don't trust like significant others who don't like your pets.
Thank you.
That's what I have the best dog. She's the cuddliest little thing. And my ex hated her. And I was like, I just think you're a horrible person. And then she was. And I was like, this makes so much sense.
Yeah. It never ends. When you break up with someone and they didn't like your pet, it always makes more sense.
It does. It's like, I should have seen that. Yeah.
We've got a
Right.
shot of Godzilla on Grimes' camera. Just he's in the dark, but
See there?
yeah.
Oh,
the
over there.
picture didn't work for. Oh no.
I want to get him on it.
you
But,
can't.
Is he a chow?
Yes, he is. Hold on.
Oh,
I'll
does
get-
he have a black tongue?
Okay. Oh, nice move.
Yes.
He's shy.
Here, hold on a second. Here, well, you can't see his whole face, but here.
Whoa, yeah, dude, they rule. They're so cool.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Hold on, I'll
They're
get a
so-
better picture.
They're
Keep
so
going.
big.
Keep talking. Keep talking.
Well, anyway, point being, with the cats and the dogs. So your dog, have you been primarily a dog person, Sydney?
Yes. Oh,
Yes.
where?
Have you ever owned cats?
There it is. I used to have a cat, and then my ex took her.
Yeah,
So I
We're
feel you
living
out.
opposite lives.
We really are. I've had my dog. I got my dog initially from my mom when I was 19, And I was moving out, and I was like, here, Mom, I got you a dog. And then she's like, Sydney, I actually want to be an empty nester. So then I took the dog, and now she's registered as my emotional support animal.
Awesome.
And she goes in the bus with me all the time. She loves it. So she is a really interesting mix. She's a little mutt. It's like a pit bull cattle dog mix.
Oh, big fan, dude.
Yeah.
Cool.
So she's super thick, and she loves to dig a lot, and it's just a great little mix.
Good at scaring off people too, I imagine, if need be.
Dude, she has the scariest bark.
Yeah.
And that's super good for when gonna stay in the bus together.
Yeah, where I live, I live with dogs. They're not my dogs. They're the landlord's dogs. They're my roommates as well. I'll just say from my experience, because I love both animals. Primarily a cat person, I would say, mainly because you can train a cat to mostly shit in one and piss in one place. Don't have to take them for a walk to do that shit. And they, for whatever reason, have enough sense to not shit on the concrete for the most part. Most of them do. The dogs, a lot of neediness, a lot of gotta, take them out, gotta do all that other shit and whatever. I don't mind, if a dog is a little more, can take care of itself, I'm all for the dog. But that's why I'm not a parent, I used to joke that people own dogs who just don't want to have the responsibility of running their own business because they just want something to talk to like command and be in charge of. But that's just my cynical side. But I love them all. I love them both. I mean, I treat them both with love and all that. But if push comes to shove and I have to own an animal, I'll choose a cat over a dog. That's just me. Eerie, I think we know where you stand.
Yeah. So I have had cats, but it was a Siamese cat. So that's a dick cat. Siamese are assholes. That's the reason why Disney always makes them villains.
Yeah.
But no, he's such a dick. He would be on the table and he would just knock my shit over and then look at me.
Isn't that like how a lot of cats are?
Maybe, but
not a lot of them. No, they're thoughtful. They're not.
Okay.
He was such an asshole, though. He was such an asshole.
Well, yeah,
when he was mad, he would just fuck my shit up because he thought it was hilarious.
I relate to that shit.
Head.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. The great thing about chows is that chows, they don't need a lot of exercise. 1 20-minute walk, they're good. No frisbee.
That's all?
No fucking fetch. Oh, yeah. No fetch. No nothing. They do not they're not jumping on you like, I need all your love. You're just like, they're like, pet me? Okay, cool. Bye, bitch. And then they go and they sit like in the other room.
They bark at you like they're trying to cancel you, though. Whenever you ring the doorbell, that's
because, however, it's good because I like the fact that I feel like everyone is very scared of chows, as they should be, because they're skittish and they don't like people. And the great thing about it is when I'm walking my chow and people see me coming down the street and they cross the street, good, fuck you, my sidewalk. And I'm happy about that. And there, I feel very safe in my house. I heard a story one time where this lady was like, oh, somebody broke into my house. And then the guy saw that I was there and he attacked me. And then as he was attacking me, the dog started attacking him. And I was like, he got all the way into your fucking house? My dog would have fucking ripped his face off before he even came in the house.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And there you go. And my favorite thing is when people walk in, and Dave knows this, people walk in and you know this too, Sydney, people walk in my house, they're like, I'm a dog person. I'm like, don't jump after my dog. Wait till she comes to you.
Yeah.
He will, especially if you're a cute girl. He loves Sydney. He's like, hey girl,
love
how
cute
you
chicks.
doing?
Take the to warm up to anybody else.
But because he doesn't trust you, he's pretty sure you're going to steal something. And I don't blame him because I'm pretty sure you're going to steal something too.
I think you just said your dog's a Karen, if I'm not mistaken. That's the
but you know what? Who else
Karen,
do I
right
want
there.
guarding my
So
house?
There it is.
All right.
You know what's really
I'm a Karen to guard my house though.
When I put my hair down in like bangs, I have the perfect hair.
Oh my
look at
god,
Oh, dude, you do that rule.
dude! Stop it!
Yeah, do it. You need to make a sketch.
I
now.
look like Mean Dave's background.
There you go.
Oh my God.
No, you can't. You gotta
Wow.
have your face though too.
Dude, with a little frosted eyeshadow, and you're so there. Oh, fuck.
Dude,
Where's
that's
the
crazy.
manicure?
I don't know.
Where's
You make
the
it look
manicure?
better. It's not quite. It's got to look like a one of those little fucking frou dogs. It's
Yes.
gonna look like one of their asses, like that.
Right.
Yeah. Is it a
Wow.
Shih Tzu or is that what you
Look
have?
at instantly, she's cool again. That's
Isn't that
That's
weird?
crazy.
It's so weird.
pretty fucking awesome.
All
I
right.
want you to just walk into a Denny's and ask for a manager. That's what I want.
Oh
you to
yeah.
Master
yeah.
of Disguise 2, dude. That's
So-
crazy.
do.
Austin touched upon it.
Hey,
but,
Austin, do something with your hair now.
I can make it look like it did when I was in high school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Let me see. Let me see.
I feel like we're just grooming our guests like they're dogs.
What's wrong with that? Oh my God,
Hey.
what?
You look like such a scene kid. I love it.
Yeah, I'm even wearing my
Wow.
trash talk
Where's your
hardcore shirt, baby.
skateboard? Where's your
Yeah.
skateboard?
Man, you should be doing theater.
Oh my God, I
Shakespeare.
love this.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Oh my God.
Austin, we should give you a mullet for sure.
Oh yeah, when I'm cutting it, I'm going mullet for sure. At least for a little bit, dude. At least for a little
I
bit.
was thinking, yes, please.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool.
A
Like
good old Kentucky waterfall.
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot how much I like having hair to do stuff with.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Your hair.
But
dude. How long
our
is your
our next segment, fireworks versus cats and dogs, because that's also what's been the big the. I mean, we've had fireworks, and then people love their pets, and I know there are people with these fucking pets that are also shooting off the fireworks. So I guess first and foremost, how have your pets all handled the fireworks this season?
Mine have been like pretty okay.
Yeah,
They're
Gus
okay.
was
Yeah.
like not bothered. It was wild.
Yeah.
I was
So,
very
wow.
surprised.
So yours were good.
Mm.
We and Eerie described so
terrified?
terrified. All right, so we had more terrified. Your animals, Gus is old, so he doesn't give a shit.
He's 8. I'm surprised it didn't bother him, but I wasn't okay. So I wasn't with him on the last 4th of July, so I didn't really like remember what he was like.
Mm-hmm.
Last 4th of July, I was house sitting for a couple that had really nervous dogs, so I had to like go be with them during the fireworks. And unfortunately, I'd left that day, and they had ripped open a package that got delivered that had a bunch of those like calming aid dog chews in them.
CBD? Are you talking CBD?
Not CBD ones. These were like a specific, like weirdo blend one that they got from Amazon. I don't know. And they ate like the whole jar. And so I looked it up, and apparently that's really bad, and that you have to induce vomiting then. And I was like, well, and it was this like golden retriever who's like 110 pounds. So I had to like fully like, it looked like I was like a spider monkey on his back holding him down while I like tried to get him to swallow hydrogen peroxide so he would barf. It was a whole thing.
Wow.
So then this year when Gus was like cool, I was like, damn, this
Good
rules,
thing,
man.
God.
Like, oh yeah.
Trying to make a dog drink hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah, it's really hard. But you know what? I did it, and he is still alive. So
You're a hero.
thank you.
Good job
thank
not
you.
killing those dogs.
Yeah,
I would celebrate that 4th of July. I would.
that's what I celebrate
Dog
now.
died. Served him right. I mean, just for, shouldn't eat-
Dude, are
People
you
eat packages.
serious? You must have
People eat packages that
Did you
don't
tell them? Did you tell the owners what happened?
Oh yeah, I told him as soon as it happened. Like I was like, hey, just so you know, I might be going to your emergency vet. Like I work with animals, so I was like, I'm pretty on the up and up about it. So I was like, yo, dude, like I might be taking your dog to the emergency vet. Just so you know, like, but I don't think I'll have to. And they were like, it's cool, whatever. And I was like,
You dosed their dog. How many did you have?
how many after that? There was none left. That's the problem. There was 90 in the jar. They'd split them, I think, probably 60-30 between the two dogs. They were just gone. And I was like, I'm fucked.
They were just trying to chill and vibe out, man.
Yeah, until I got there and started like wrestling them. But yeah, he did puke, and that was that.
What an
We're like
American
having
hero.
Vietnam
All
flashbacks.
right, that was a great heroic story.
I need a monument.
That was a good story.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, that wasn't, no sarcasm.
Everything you
there
say sounds
whatsoever.
sarcastic sometimes. So
Yeah.
That's true.
But I think in the case of fireworks versus cats and dogs, this year fireworks won.
Oh, yeah.
If
Oh,
it was
yeah.
a competition,
Yeah.
the pets unfortunately they need to up their game if they want to. I don't know. I think the animals should have a revolt and
Dave,
take
can I
over
ask
the
a
masters.
question not on the agenda?
What's that?
Be okay. Sydney, it is Pride Month just passed.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to like do a Pride thing.
Yeah.
But I would like to just kind of highlight that and you're of a lesbian persuasion, and would you like to talk about being gay?
Oh, yeah, I'm Sydney. I've been gay for 4 years now. Thank you. I decided it. I made the choice. I was just really over dating men, and so I decided to give it a turn. It's been a great time. Comedy has honestly given me a great way to accept myself, so I'm really appreciative of that. It is definitely weird not having a Pride this year, but I think like everything else going on in the world is obviously way more important than doing like a whole big Pride thing this year.
Mhm.
So
Oh my God, Dave, seriously?
yes.
All right. I'm
That is-
appropriate.
No,
Yes.
thank you for showing your support. That's amazing.
Thank you.
An ally over here. So
Yeah. I just wanted to mention it. I do think you're right. It kind of got overshadowed, but I think that it's the things that are happening right now in the world are crazy enough. But
I mean, yeah, Pride happened because of the Stonewall riots and everything, and I don't think a lot of people even know what that is anymore. And that wouldn't have been possible without Black queer women, and so this can take a backseat while,
and trans women, Black trans women. And,
yep,
yeah.
everything, yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
man.
definitely more important. And but I am sad I didn't get a walk around with my rainbow dildo out, but I guess that's
The fact
fine.
that you even have one is.
You have to have options. It's you got to stay ready. You know what I'm saying? You got to have all different shapes, sizes, lengths.
Gotta stay strapped, dude.
You gotta stay strapped, man. I have a tool belt where I have like all my clippers for barbering,
rules.
and then all my dildos on the other side. Just in
I
case.
have
Please
a
don't
friend-
use the wrong hand.
I have a friend who was on a date, and she was like, "Oh, this is definitely gonna happen."
Yeah.
And then but like she had a flight in the morning. It was getting late, and she goes, "Guys, well, sorry, there were more than one. There's more than one other woman there, but she said, guys, if we're gonna do this," and she opened up a drawer and goes, "Pick a dick. Let's do this." And that is my favorite story. Anne, that was for you, love. That was one of my favorite stories she's ever told me. So
I love that. I love that for her.
Most of the Pride celebrations also were like voluntarily went to kind of merge with the BLM movement this year. So they were kind of celebrating. It was like all inclusive this year as far as
that rules. It feels like a very natural pairing, right? Like,
definitely. I mean, that was the first protest I went to in SAC when it was focused on like the LGBTQ community, like protesting for BLM. That was the first one I went to, and so yeah.
Nice.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
my buddy Jason had a funny line. He's I don't know if you could tell from the beard, but he's gay. He says he actually enjoyed not having to look at a bunch of rainbow Budweiser logos this year. He lives in San Francisco. So
that makes sense, dude. Yeah. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it is interesting, like seeing. I don't know. It's obviously cool that it's more accepting and everything, but it is funny seeing every year like how many more people try to jump on this huge thing, I guess, if that makes sense. Where like even Carl's Jr. like did like a gay Whopper.
Yeah.
what fucking
Well,
whatever.
That's
And
that's
like,
the
Try
solution
to
to
make
everything.
money, Sydney.
The solution
Right.
to every issue is to make a commercial, to make a corporate appeasement of
right. It's like when they did that Pepsi commercial where Kendall Jenner just
That was
walked
so
right
bad.
up.
it. Mm-hmm.
And ended police brutality.
Yes, that's, yeah, exactly.
Don't you feel
Iconic.
better though when you buy a Pepsi and when
But I have to say, you guys, we wouldn't have the internet if it wasn't for porn. So yay to capitalism. You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
working porn.
And by the way, mentioning capitalism, I'd like to thank Deneen for her generous contribution to our show. If you think this is a great show or even a mediocre show, please Venmo us.
Yeah.
Because Venmo is how we pay people during the apocalypse. Venmo.
Woo! Thank you, Denise.
All right. No, I do think that's funny. And but however, you know, whatever. More I always think like if you're gonna piggyback on something, that's fine as long as just keep getting the message out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're on the right
Yeah.
side of the narrative. Like,
Exactly.
Exactly.
I
That's
do think
cool.
it is funny too, though. Like, sorry, we're going off track, but it is funny though. Now a lot of people are just now getting the fact that you probably shouldn't support Chick-fil-A, even though that's like been a thing for like years now.
Come on, right?
why does it take, why is that so hard? Like, there's so many other places that like, and like, granted, show me a fast food chain that doesn't have a racist CEO. Like, I don't think that's possible, but like,
Right.
at least they hide it a little better. Like,
Right.
like, at least it's not like their slogan.
Right. Exactly.
God, it blows my mind.
Sandwich. We also hate gays. Like something like that. Like just
Yeah,
make it
yeah.
obvious.
Uh,
do you guys think it's weird too that like is it almost refreshing to have people just being like, yay, in this environment I can just be a racist, and they just say something and then you're like, oh good, now I know that you're off the list. Like
I do like that. I've
so
really
for
ended a
me,
lot of
I'm like,
relationships.
okay, cool, now I know. That's good.
Right.
Like, how do you guys feel about it? Like it's, you know,
I have no problem cutting people out, dude. I'm like,
yeah.
I only have so much time anyway. Like,
For sure.
I don't need to waste it,
Dumb,
dude.
shut up. You have all the time in the world to hate people.
I mean, like, in the
think-
day.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are like dumb right now though, and they
Mhm.
think that like if it's not overt racism, that it's not racist. Where it's like, well, I
Yes.
didn't say the N-word. It's like, okay, but like still that was like pretty racist.
Yeah, it's like the fact that you're quantifying it like that means
Or like
that
when
it
someone
was.
is like, someone's like, oh, I'm just playing like devil's advocate here. It's like, no, you're being a dick. Like you're being
Yeah. Like, we all know what the other side is. You just be quiet. It's okay. Like,
right, exactly.
There's a lot of that. It's kind of crazy to me, but it sucks when it's your family members. I'm just gonna put
See,
that.
that's
But-
Yeah.
the hardest part is like
Best excuse to not go see them. Why would you?
It's just so
You have
sad.
a built-in excuse to just not have to. It's like, I'm not coming to Thanksgiving this year until you're
See-
accepting of Black people.
Oh, I
and
never do.
bad.
that's what I do love. It is weird
Mhm.
though being like a 24-year-old living with your parents and like I'm so much more liberal, I guess, than them.
yeah.
Really?
And so
Are they
it-
more conservative?
So my dad and stepmom are both police officers.
Oh damn!
Oh,
It's a bad time, dude.
So that has been an interesting discussion in this time.
Yeah, that makes, well, power to you, for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Just
my heart-
protesting going over their house.
So they weren't like, bye, have a good protest.
No,
Like,
they actually were. They were actually like pretty supportive of me doing my thing
Nice.
Ooh.
and everything. So like we've had some decent discussions actually, which has been really good. There is like a slight disconnect, but we can have a conversation about it, which is good. And
That
nice.
rules.
Yeah. So that has been good. So there is positive in it. And now I'm just trying to get them to read this book.
That
Read this book, quit your job.
you know, if you just put I got a way that you can do that and get them to read it.
Yeah.
Just cover up white and just call it fragility.
There
Yeah.
you go.
They'll be a lot less threatened by it, and then they'll read it halfway through and be like, oh, wait a minute, they're talking about no, even that.
Just white.
Weird, because it's like people are trying to do the white thing. I almost, Freudian stuff.
You
People are
think if I
trying to do
just
the
put
right
like a
thing.
Confederate flag?
They-
Yeah, I have
A lot
another
of-
suggestion. I have another suggestion. Good suggestion, Dave. How about you just every night you just have like a paragraph and you just say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I run this new bit by you?
Every night say a paragraph and then in a couple of years they'll have heard the entire book. What do you think?
That's
Like
actually
a-
very good.
like a shitty book on tape. Yeah, that's
Yes, it can be a good
Yeah.
audiobook. Yeah.
Kind of.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Or you wait till they go to sleep and you sneak into their room and you read it to them as they
Murder them. That's right.
And then they'll be-
Dave!
Cold
No.
blood. Take all their shit. Conquer.
No, Dave.
I was way ahead of you. I thought I'd call it.
No, he's thinking ahead for when this shit happens
When
again.
it really hits the
Right.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
the war starts, dude.
Right.
They're not
right.
hot cops like these two. So,
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
in this case, you just want to jump in between them.
Austin, who are you living with? You got roommates or what do you got?
No, I live at home right now. Yeah,
Your
yeah.
parents?
Back,
And how are
back
they?
hanging, living
How
with
are
my
your parents?
mom. She's all right. You know what? Actually, my dad is sick currently. He's doing okay.
Do you have
But
Corona?
He does. He
He
does.
does.
Shit.
You're in a
Yeah.
Corona.
For all those people
household.
who think it's fake.
No, he doesn't live with me. He doesn't live with me. So
Oh, I thought he was
Yeah.
lit.
no. But he does have it, which is too bad, But you know what? He shouldn't have got on that plane. I told him that.
Hey,
Oh.
man, whatever. I mean,
don't
some
listen.
people are gonna get it.
But yeah, that's it. It's all.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
I think my family. I am very liberal. My family doesn't always agree with that, and they know where I stand on things. So I think they don't want to talk about it. And that's fine. This issue, both of my younger brothers are half black. So this issue's been more
Oh,
maybe
interesting.
prescient in our house, or in our like family dynamic and stuff. But, I can't say it's been like terrible or anything. My family, I think I've gotten pretty lucky with them being at least like, base level nice people. And my dad's family, that is hardcore, hardline conservative. We don't really interact. So all good.
Oh.
Yeah, it's all right.
I guess it's also weird, like finding a line when you were talking about earlier that you can cut people off, but it's like, where do
Yeah.
you find that line?
Exactly. Yeah. It's a lot easier when it's not your family for sure. Like me and my dad, we don't really interact too much, and we got in some big argument, and then I was like, man, okay, this is lame, blah blah. Like we gotta reevaluate all this, and then
Right.
he got sick, and I was like, well, what do I
Good.
do now?
I'm sorry.
Like
Like,
now, like
not what you thought.
is that like maybe now is the time that I'm like, hey man, maybe we like find something we like in common,
Yeah.
That's been it's a weird dynamic to have for sure.
We want to give some good hoodoo to our regular audience member Jason here, my good buddy, because he's getting on a plane soon to go visit his parents.
Good luck, man. Wear your mask. Don't be dumb.
With all that, where he's very health conscious, with just very very mindful of all that stuff. But yes.
So I will say the big issue with my dad is he's a country musician, and he got on a plane to go play a show in Nashville with his band, who already live out there.
Yeah.
And he got there, and then they told him that they had played a show a month before with someone who tested positive for it, and they knew that if they told him, he wouldn't have gone. So then he got a plane ticket and came
That's so
home.
shitty.
Yeah, so
So he
now
didn't
he
even-
has it.
That is shitty.
Should have just gone to Nashville, period, the whole time. Man, good,
That's what I said, man.
good thing you're not close with him right now, man. 'Cause
Yeah, no, it's
Take
too
a
bad.
bad
It's too
decision.
bad, But he's doing all right, so that's all good. It's like best case scenario,
That's good.
Oh.
These were
So-
better than my last two topics, so we're just going to forego those because they were I really did not.
Heather,
Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, duh, pride and good thing. I mean, if there was something good about your dad getting coronavirus, it gave us something to talk about for the last five
Yeah,
minutes.
thank
Yeah, you know what? I think it's definitely made him sympathetic to my point of view now.
If you
Exactly.
There you go.
Absolutely.
I'm like, see,
Ian,
this
thank
wasn't.
you. We'd really appreciate that.
Before we go, by the way, we have a viewer. He's not always here, but he's here quite a bit. Randy Rice, and he asked us specifically. This is going to seem kind of odd. He's got a cousin who is competing in the Maxim. God damn it! He gave the Facebook link. Hang on. She's competing in this Maxim cover girl competition shit. Let me get the link here. All right. And I promised him. Me and Eerie promised him that we would try to get him some votes if possible. So if you feel the need and you want to help out our buddy Randy,
Eerie.
that link
That
right
rules.
there. You can click on the link I put in the chat, the Maxim
Thought I
Cover
put up
Girl.
something sexy,
You know, you might be interested in this, Sydney. Check her out. I don't know.
Yeah, thank you.
Austin, maybe you too. But we're trying to help out, just get some votes for. Yeah, what's up, Eerie?
Oh no, I was just petting the tiger.
Oh, you're petting the tiger. So yeah, if you feel the need, please. You're not obligated to. This is just again our audience helping other audience members, and we do ridiculous dumb shit. Why not help her out? I guess I don't know.
Let's
yeah.
help everybody out.
So,
Everybody.
but I think that's without that. Any last words, questions, comments, or concerns? Anybody?
Thank you for
Thank you,
Yeah.
Jackie. Oh wait, thank you, Jackie Rutherford, for paying us. We really
Yep.
appreciate you.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
Thank you. We need money because don't get to perform as much.
Yeah, man.
And Austin needs a haircut at some point. So
At some point, years from now, I'll call
I got
Sydney and I'll
you.
be like, I need a mullet, dude.
I
Like,
got you.
I'm
I'm
all
actually,
DIY. I dyed my own hair, Sydney.
Yeah?
I
I'm
put-
so proud of you. I
Thank
actually
you.
went and cut, was it Arturo's hair?
yeah, Ragosa.
Yeah, and
Oh,
I
no
might
kidding.
cut. I might cut Ivy Cordova's son's hair.
Oh,
over-
awesome.
So I'm
Oh my
bringing
God,
the bus
he's so
around
cute.
in like the Bay Area ish. If you ever want a cut, I'll be in my bus down there.
Damn.
Find
okay.
them both.
Boss.
You can find them both
Boss.
on Instagram, Twitters, and the Facebooks there. Deneen adds everybody. She's a wonderful audience.
Hell yeah.
Deneen here, our regular
Love her.
audience member. All of these people are awesome audience members. We got Kristen, we've got Kimberly, we've got everybody. Jacqueline, she's new today. Thank you very much, Jacqueline.
Thank
Jason.
you.
I
Uh,
added my new friends, Austin and Sydney.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll
Melanie
add you,
is
man.
always-
Thank you.
Thank
Melanie.
you.
So,
Thank you, Janine. You're so sweet.
Take the music, Eerie.
Jason, be careful on the plane. Thank you, Kimberly, for joining us. I know you always join us, and I love that. Where are Dave's parents? Dave's parents they were like busted. Oh well, what are you gonna do? All right, everybody. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. I am Eerie Diamond. This is Mean Dave. Thank you, Sydney. Thank you, Austin. Thanks, you guys, for wasting another hour at another terrible podcast by Alex. I really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man.
Yeah.
see you soon. See you this week.
Bye.
See you this week, man.